Imagine going from being seen as one of the most iconic and untouchable pop stars in the world to now being seen as rude and called a Karen for crashing out on your fans who simply just wanted to take a picture with you. That is the reality Chappell Roan is facing right now. A pop star that was once considered empowering and iconic is now being dragged left and right for being full of herself and quote unquote seeking attention.
She went to Paris Fashion Week, one of the biggest fashion event of the whole year, and then got mad at people for wanting autographs and taking pictures. There are ways to set boundaries in these spaces that feel less entitled.
So when I see videos of Chappell Roan and she is borderline like yelling and screaming at people on the street, maybe they're paparazzi, maybe they're not, who is to say, I'm like, okay, you're choosing that.
And this isn't just a one-time thing, it is something that has happened multiple times, and let's just say people are sick and tired of it. So in today's video, I'm gonna be breaking it all down from how it started to how now people see her as prideful, and let's just say people think that they gave the wrong person fame. With that being said, let's dive right into it, shall we? Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Kelly. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you're interested in anything that has to do with drama or social commentary, feel free to subscribe to my channel. It will really mean a lot to me. First off, who is Chappell Roan? Chappell Roan, also known as Kaylee Rose, was born on February 19th, 1998. She started her professional career when she was just 17 years old with the song Die Young. And she is a Grammy-winning pop singer who launched to fame in 2023 for her hit songs such as Pink Pony Club, Red Wine Supernova, and Good Luck Babe. Like I mentioned, her real name is Kaylee, but she goes by Chappell, and she adopted this name from her late grandfather who passed away from brain cancer a few years ago. She took on the name to basically honor him. She was signed to Atlantic Records in the year 2017, but they later dropped her in 2020 because according to them, she wasn't bringing in enough profits. Around 2022 to 2023, Chappell Roan really started taking off. Let's just say her music started getting the recognition that it deserves. At this point, she wasn't just known to a small amount of people. People started recognizing her music worldwide, and she has openly talked about the fact that she has been trying to get famous for over 10 years, and now she has finally seen a breakthrough.
The biggest misconception that I had was that I would be making money from this job, and I did not start making money until this year, literally this year. It's been 8 years. It's been almost a decade. And someone told me at the beginning of my career, be prepared, it's going to take a decade. And I just didn't believe them because I was like, no, I'm a really good singer. You don't get it. But it's almost taken a decade.
I want to win a Grammy. So that's my goal. And I'm doing whatever it takes to get it. So that's like...
And because she said this, some people might be thinking to themselves that Chappell probably likes fame. She likes the fact that millions of people know her worldwide. She likes when fans, come up to her to ask for her autograph or even a picture. But well, my friend, you're terribly wrong, because it seems like every single day, Chappell is regretting the fact that she's even famous. She's regretting the fact that she blew up. She's regretting the fact that she even stepped into the mainstream media. It seems like she doesn't want to be famous at all.
Chappell, babe, if you don't want to be famous, you can give it to me. Seriously, I will take it from you. If you just want to give me all the demos you have, the house, the car, whatever, I want it. I don't really care about the famous part of being famous, but the money, the stability, I care about that part. So I will take it from you, since you do not seem to be having a good time, even though you actively seem like you do want to be famous.
Can someone please release Chappell Roan from the shackles of fame? I still don't get how her whole sob story was, I tried so hard to be famous for 10 years and this was the last chance before I gave up. And now that she's famous, she hates every aspect of it, it seems.
Now I feel like this is gonna be a good time for a disclaimer. I use the word seems because not everything is as it seems on the internet. She might want to still be famous, but the way she portrays it online tells a completely different story. Just a few months after she took off though, fans started to notice the change in her behavior and how she openly talked about her fans in public and most times online. Like in this video, she talks about how weird it is for people to walk up to her and ask her for pictures when she's just going on about her day, and she compared it to a grandma that you see on the street just walking, and you're going up to the grandma to ask for a photo. The grandma is definitely gonna see it as weird, and that's why she sees it as weird even though she's famous.
I need you to answer questions. Just answer my questions for a second. If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window? Would you harass her in public? Would you go up to a random lady and say, can I get a photo with you? And she's like, no, what the fuck? And then you get mad at this random lady? Would you be offended if she says no to your time because she has her own time? Would you assume that she's a good person, assume she's a bad person? Would you assume everything you read about her online is true? I'm a random bitch. You're a random bitch. Just think about that for a second, okay? I don't care that abuse and harassment, stalking, whatever, is a normal thing to do to people who are famous or a little famous, whatever. I don't care that it's normal. I don't care that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen. That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it normal. It doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean that I like it. I don't want whatever the fuck you think you're supposed to be entitled to whenever you see a celebrity. I don't give a fuck if you think it's selfish of me to say no for a photo or for your time or for a hug. That's not normal. That's weird. It's weird how people think that you know a person just because you see them online or you listen to the art they make. That's fucking weird.
I really understand what she's trying to say. People can be weird. Let's just be for real. Fans can be really weird. They can go too far. They can follow you to your house. They can do creepy things, and it's just really off-putting when they do things like this, forgetting the fact that celebrities are also humans. Everybody is allowed to say no, regardless of if you're a celebrity or not. It is your choice if you want to take a picture with somebody or not. I feel like it's a problem when you follow somebody to their private property to harass them. However, if you do it out in public, let's just say you run into them when they are going out for dinner or something, I don't see that particular interaction between the fan and Chappell Roan as weird or creepy behavior, because it's a public space and again, they are your fans. And again, you are allowed to say no if you don't want to take the picture. But I think the way she just worded this whole thing made people have a bad taste in their mouth. You can have your own opinion. That is totally fine. In one interview, she said that she didn't grow up famous. That is why she feels unsafe and, let's just say, creeped out whenever somebody walks up to her to ask for a photo.
I did not grow up famous. Like, I very much was not famous until this year. So I understand like how nerve-wracking and how I don't want to bother you, but I'm gonna come up and say how much I love you, because like I understand where people are coming from. I know they don't know how unsafe it makes me feel, and I know they don't know how embarrassed I am now that I'm famous, but they shouldn't be surprised if I say no to a photo.
There's another interview that she did with Call Her Daddy, and in here she stated the fact that people are now scared of her because of the boundaries that she enforced.
I think people are scared of me.
Really?
I think I made a big enough deal about not talking to me that people do not talk to me. I've been with people like friends who are like artists. When they're with me, they're like, it's a force field around us. People don't come up to me if I'm with you.
Do you love it that you said it?
I know it really hurts people because they take it really, they feel like it's me disrespecting them, that I owe it to them, and that how dare I call it abuse, or complaining about success. I get that a lot, but I'm not complaining about success. I'm just complaining about creepy behavior.
And I feel like to some certain extent, it is totally true. I've seen multiple videos of people seeing Chappell Roan outside just sitting down on a bench or something and living her life. And they are so afraid to walk up to her to even say, hi, I really love your music. Can I get a picture with you? And the reason people don't like this is because she always frames the message as, I might not be in a good mood. I might be, crying because I'm having an argument with my girlfriend, or in general, something bad might just be happening in my life and I might not be in the mood to give you an autograph or even take a picture with you. But with what I've seen so far, it seems like regardless of where you see Chappell Roan, she's always frowning, she's always not in the mood to even, accept giving you an autograph or even taking a picture with you. But keep in mind that she's always allowed to say no, whether she's in a good mood or a bad mood. But let's just say that this didn't really sit right with a lot of people. They started to see her as rude and confrontational and not even happy about the fact that she has multiple fans who are willing to take the time of their day to come up to her and tell her how much her music probably changed their life or have, blessed them. I don't really know how fans do that, but you know what I'm trying to say. Go up to her, tell her how much they love her, and probably get a picture with her, because what is the likelihood that they will see Chappell outside again? And that is not all, because it gets worse from here. In that same interview that she did with Call Her Daddy, she was asked about her political stance and why she doesn't really talk about political things anymore. And this was her response.
How can these girls tour, write, perform, interview, sleep, eat, and work out, and like how can they do it all and lead a team and be a boss and pay people and be like so politically educated? It's exhausting, and it's also impossible. Also, why the are you looking to me for some political answer? You think I have the answer?
If all the things that she has been saying before is seen as bad, then according to a lot of people, this one she just said right now is one of the worst things she has ever said throughout her entire career. I forgot to mention that Chappell is openly queer. She's a lesbian woman and she's very, very open about it. And she built her entire fan base around queer people. She oftentimes referred to herself as a drag queen, and even in her shows, she talks about political discourse. She's openly a liberal person. So for her to be saying things like this, obviously rub people the wrong way, because what do you mean by you're not political? What do you mean by you have to sleep, eat, perform? That is what normal people do on a regular basis, and most of them still have a political stance. Now, I would say this: it is not a must for somebody to, share their political ideas or, lead millions of people behind them or endorse a particular person. It is not a must. See, I feel like we should all think for ourselves. We should all think for ourselves. We know what is good for us, we know what's bad for us, especially when you've already gotten to the age of, voting and making your own political correct choice according to yourself. I feel like what some people are doing, keyword some people, is objectively wrong, because I don't think it's good for you to drag somebody down over and over again just because they didn't endorse a particular person. That is just my own opinion. I feel like we should all have our own, sense of choice or picking a particular political candidate.
Endorsing and voting are completely different. I don't agree with a lot of what is going on with like policies. Like, obviously, fuck the policies of the right, but also fuck some of the policies on the left. That's why I can't endorse. That's why I can't like put my entire name and my entire project behind one.
At this point, people started seeing her as performative, only speaking up on certain issues only if it affects her, or let's just say at her convenient time. Some people even went as far to calling her a fake liberal and saying that she only did all this so that people can like her and she can be famous. Now, let's talk about the paparazzi situation, also known as the recent controversy. It is no secret that Chappell Roan doesn't like the paparazzi. On multiple occasions, she's seen yelling back at the paparazzi because obviously they yelled at her in the first place. For example, this paparazzi said, "Shut the F up," and she replied saying, "Shut the F up too, and don't even try that with me next time."
I gotta shut the f up, Mr. Spot. You shut the Hey! Yeah! Yo. Chappell! Fine. Not me. No.
She has also been seen on multiple occasions confronting paparazzis who weren't so nice to her.
Chappell ran for you. Chappell running for you.
You were so.
Oh, here we go.
You yelled at me. Hurt at this and at the university. Because I remember you were so rude. You had to serve it all.
Right now?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. No. He's a hog. What? Shut up, Rachel. You're that smart.
To me, these two videos I just showed, there is nothing inherently wrong with it because, the paparazzis were rude to her in the first place. Just because she's a celebrity doesn't mean that you can just yell at her to do a certain move or a certain pose. Like, she's still human at the end of the day. However, I know that a lot of people will probably disagree with me, and that is what a lot of people were doing in the comment section. Fast forward to just a few days ago, and let's just say this is where people eventually lost it. Prior to this, Chappell was being dragged for different reasons: for being rude to fans, for being rude to paparazzi, for acting like she doesn't want anything to do with fame. But at this point, what she did was considered cringe and considered to be pretty rude. Now, let me explain what exactly happened. Chappell Roan arrived at the restaurant where she was supposed to eat dinner with her friend, and once she got there, she saw paparazzi, a lot of people, in front of the restaurant waiting to get an autograph or a picture or a video of her because, they are paparazzi. After just a few seconds, she stepped out of the van with her phone, making a video about how she goes through this every single time, and every time she tells them to leave her alone, they never go away.
And this is what it's like. So I'm just trying to go to dinner, and I've asked these people several times to get away from me.
Please step to the side. Step to the side.
This person I've asked several times to go away, and they will not. They're hiding their face because they're ashamed. Because I've asked them. These are all the people that are completely disregarding all of my boundaries.
My first time to see you, Chappell.
So this is, then go away.
Happy to see you.
So all of you, I'm asking you kindly to please leave me alone and stop following me.
Can you give us something nice?
Then
we go home.
Thank you.
What are you wearing?
No, I'm not going to sign. Thank you.
Okay, Chappell,
So
no
this
problem.
is
You
what
have your
it's
choice,
like,
yeah.
if you're wondering how it is.
And what are you wearing?
Thank you.
Fashion icon.
Fashion icon.
I just want to clarify that this is after Paris Fashion Week, meaning that there are a lot of celebrities in Paris at this time. At this point, we don't really know if the paparazzi actually followed her from wherever she's coming from to the restaurant, or they were already at the restaurant when she was about to come down for her van and she asked them to leave the premises so she can walk into the restaurant. Now, we don't know which is true, but what we do know is Chappell said that they were following her and refused to go even after she told them to. But with what I've been seeing online, it seems like because it's Paris week, a lot of celebrities are in Paris at that time, So paparazzis like this go outside expensive bougie restaurants to wait on celebrities to come inside to eat so they can eventually take a video or picture of them or even ask them questions. Is this normal for you to wait on celebrities every single time? Not really. But is that the job of the paparazzi? Yes. If a celebrity doesn't want to be followed, it is completely valid. But it does seem like the paparazzi have already been there even before Chappell arrived. I don't really know if my eyes are faulty or something, but I cannot really see any paparazzi going close to the van or even blocking her pathway from entering inside. It seems like they were not just there for her. They were there to see multiple celebrities walking into the restaurant because, again, it's a popular spot for celebrities to go to whenever they visit Paris. And again, we don't have the full context. We don't have the whole video of when they were following her to this particular location. So you can agree to disagree if you want. Hello, everyone. This is Editing Kelly, and here's my cat. I don't know why she's crying. Is she crying or she's just meowing? She wants to go down so bad. Anyways, this is my cat, Jao Meow. Sorry, you can go though. I don't think she likes me anymore, but it is what it is. I see a lot of people comparing this situation to Britney Spears and Princess Diana, somebody who literally lost her life. Paparazzi back then was brutal. It was evil. I cannot even find any other word to use than evil because of how these people follow the celebrities to their house. They will literally stay on a road leading to the celebrity's house, waiting for them to come out, digging through their trash, following them in close range. I mean, like shoving the camera in their faces every single time they step out in public, which is just crazy to me. And it feels like an insult for you to even compare it to those situations. Knowing how the paparazzi literally almost ruined Britney Spears and unalived somebody in the process. Like Princess Diana lost her life because of the paparazzi. It is crazy. Do not compare it. I am not trying to say Chappell is not allowed to set boundaries. So far, I have been defending Chappell in some certain areas. However, the fans that are comparing these scenarios, even though it involves the paparazzi, the numbers are very, 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 very different. And you know that. That is why whenever people just bring up this argument, I'm just like, you gotta be joking, right? You didn't see what was happening back then with Britney and Princess Diana and comparing it to five paparazzis. Are you being for real right now? Hello again. So I saw a comment a few days ago telling me to show my camera setup or how I film my videos. First off, I'm using my laptop to film this video right now because I can't find a way to transfer the video from my phone to my laptop. Guys, this phone has literally suffered in my hand because tell me why it just fell for no reason. Anyways, I use my iPhone 11 to film my videos. I use the front camera. Whenever I tell people this, they're always like surprised. Like, what do you mean you use your iPhone 11? Some people think it's a camera. No, it's not a camera. Some people also think it's like an iPhone 16 or 17. No, I've been using this since like 2023, using this phone since 2023. But I started filming with it in like late 2024. Now for microphone, I use this microphone that I got like last year when I started blowing up on YouTube. Before I was using one other microphone that you have to plug in into your laptop, but I had to upgrade to this so that I can use my phone to film at once while also using the microphone instead of like connecting the audio later while editing. That's like extra work. And I think this is like Yan Me. It's a condenser mic. I might change it soon. Kathy, this cat has so many names. You won't believe it. Now she's attacking my leg. I thought you wanted to leave me alone. I didn't like me. Why are you here? For stands, I use my tripod stand. Just a regular tripod stand. I got this a few years ago and I'm still using it till now. It's not the strongest, but it gets the job done. So I haven't really seen a need to change it. And by the way, this is my phone. I use it to take notes so that I can know what exactly I'm going to say in the video. Not necessarily a script, but more like key points I'm going to say throughout the video so I don't lose the plot. Because I noticed that if I don't write the key points, I could stay here talking for more than 30 minutes, even though the video is supposed to be less than that. Other than that, this is my softbox that is showing. I've only used this like twice since I got it. So I film in the afternoon, mostly in the afternoon. So I don't really see a need for using the softbox, but it's definitely good for times where I don't have light or access to natural sunlight. And yeah, that is my whole entire setup. I hope that answered most of your question for anybody who had been asking and I was not seeing the comments. So sorry about that. Back to Feature Kelly. And yeah, let me know what you think about this whole situation. Do you feel like it's valid or do you feel like it's not? At the end of the day, Chappell is still a human being. Yes, she's allowed to say no if she wants to. True. I just feel like she needs a better PR team, because now it seems like she doesn't like her fans. She doesn't want to be famous anymore. She wants to go back to being anonymous, which that is possible. A lot of celebrities have already done that. So it's not something that is completely impossible. Anyways, guys, that is all for this video. And I'm going to see you all in the next one. Bye.